be done on a flat piece of paper. We'll soon get to 3 dimensions though, which we can of course grasp since the space we live in is 3-dimensional. But once we move to higher dimensions, you'll see the intuition is mostly gone, leaving us to rely on mathematical analysis, which can still be done without that intuition. But to set up a lot of what's coming, I'm first going to ask, how many different types of 3-dimensional dice are possible to make? Now, I'm using the word dice pretty loosely here, because what I really mean is 3-dimensional polyhedra that meet certain criteria. The first one is that every face must be a regular polygon, and the same regular polygon. So, for example, this cube, or a die we're familiar with, is an example of this, as every face is a square, with the same sides and same angles. The second criteria is that the same number of faces must meet at each vertex, or each corner. For a cube, that would be 3. And then the third is that shape must be convex, so it can't look like this or anything. So, including the cube, how many 3-dimensional objects fulfill all these requirements? Well, I've got a few here that do. Like a tetrahedron, which has 4 faces that are all equilateral triangles. We of course have the cube. Here's the octahedron that's also made of equilateral triangle faces, except 4 faces meet at a corner here, not 3. There's a dodecahedron that has 12 faces, which are all regular pentagons. Then we've also got the icosahedron, which has 20 faces. But how many more are possible? I mean, in 2 dimensions, you can have infinitely many regular polygons, or shapes with equal side lengths and angles. But when it comes to putting those on the faces of a 3-dimensional polyhedron, what is possible? Well, this is it. These are the 5 platonic solids, the only shapes that meet the criteria we discussed earlier. That's definitely not obvious. For example, I found it weird that we can't have a die with hexagons as faces. Okay, well we can, like this one here, but as you can see there are pentagons as well. So it doesn't meet that requirement having the same regular polygon on each face. Now, this is the point where I was going to do a proof as to why there are only 5 platonic solids, but I decided to do a dedicated video just for that. So if you want to see, you can click here or down in the description. However, we will do a little more analysis with these shapes. Take a look at the vertices, edges, and faces of each solid. There's something these all have in common, and it's not obvious at first. But if we subtract the edges from the vertices and then add the number of faces, in each case the value comes out to 2. This relationship of vertices minus edges plus faces is known as Euler's characteristic. Yes, another one of his. And it turns out for any convex polyhedron, Euler's characteristic is 2. In fact, even for a sphere, with regards to the surface, Euler's characteristic is still 2. And that's because a sphere can be morphed into any convex polyhedron, aka these shapes are homeomorphic, and Euler's characteristic is preserved under homeomorphisms. But things get even weirder when you realize, for example, that Euler's characteristic for a 4-dimensional Klein bottle is 0, which we're going to get to soon. Now, in a previous video, I showed you what a Mobius strip was, and this is a very famous shape in the field of topology, where you take a flat length of paper and put a half twist in it, then connect the ends. Then I also showed how when you cut it right down the middle and go all the way around, you're still left with one piece. But that one piece is not a Mobius strip as it has more than a half twist in it. Then we also saw how if we start our cut about 1/3 of the way in rather than the middle and go around twice, we end up with 2 pieces that are linked together. But there are plenty more interesting results that we can get. Like, what if now I decided to put 1, 2, 3 half twists in this strip and then cut it down the middle? Well, let's see what happens. And here we have, hold up, I'm gonna need a flat surface for this. The bends in the paper are making it not behave well, so I just gotta press everything down. Now, what we have here, if you can tell.
I just figured out, it goes full circle. It goes full circle because it doesn't stop. Okay, so look, if you experience existence, you're gonna experience non-existence. But if you experience non-existence, you have to experience existence. That's why it goes full circle. Do to do.
Yeah, I can believe that.
So I am right. It doesn't mean you're gonna not exist forever, but
yeah,
you just have to.
That's one of the points I was trying to make.
No, you weren't. I said it multiple times. I even said Jesus didn't exist for only 3 days, and you kept being like, "No, you never don't exist."
But you didn't let me finish why I believe that.
But it doesn't matter.
Let me tell you why. This is the reason why you always exist. When you go to sleep, which is death's little brother, let me finish, you don't really experience the part of sleep that you don't remember. You only experience waking up closing your eyes while you were conscious and then waking up. You don't really experience the non-existent part.
Okay, but
because it doesn't exist.
Okay,
and
but
your consciousness is not existent.
Okay, but that's why. Okay, but that's part of the full circleness. Of course, you can't experience non-existence, but it happens to you.
Right. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
But when your consciousness isn't there, your consciousness is always already in existence on the other side. Your consciousness is like, it's you know what I'm saying? It's complicated, but we're both right.
Oh, yeah, because
we're
it's
both
always
right. That's
1
what
and
I'm
8.
saying.
Oh.
You're doing something really weird with your eyes.
No, it's because...
You're trying to calculate. We're both right.
Oh, but...
Even though non-existence exists and you usually have to experience it, you're never going to consciously fully experience it because your conscious isn't there while it's happening. So, you're only going to be consciously there when it comes back to itself. Dude, we're both right, dude.
That's
what the
right.
fuck, dude?
Both fucking right.
What the
We're
fuck?
both right, homie.
That's the thing.
We don't even smoke weed.
No.
We're both fucking right.
Dude, we're both right.
What the fuck? Dude, we've been arguing about this for years.
We've been arguing about this for years.
We're both fucking right. We're both right.
It's because your consciousness doesn't really remember it being there, but even though it doesn't remember it there, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, and it doesn't mean it's not there.
You do, but it's just on the other side.
Yeah, you're just already on the other side because that's where your consciousness is at already.
Yeah, but you're
just a bunch of shit. Dude, we're like geniuses as fuck.
What the fuck? We're both right. That's math too.
It's also math. They're both there.
It's spiritual.
It's broken
math,
down.
It's
spirit.
psychology. Like
it's
what
everything.
we just talked about is all that shit, and we're both fucking
it's
right.
Everything.
What the fuck?
We're both right.
What the hell?
You know what I think when I have these really deep conversations with you, I'm like, I just figured out something. How I figured out we're both right? It's the same thing that's happened to me so many times before.
No, but I figured it out too because
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, if it's on both, wait.
Yeah, they both exist.
Yeah.
That's why when the first frequency, it's do re mi fa sol la ti do.
Yeah.
It just goes higher frequency, but it's still the same thing.
On the other side.
On the other side, but it's just like a full circle. It's like a circle. It's like a ball.
Yeah, and I did say that.
They all exist on the ball.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you have to go on the other side.
It's just your.
But it's always going.
It's always going, like everything else, like the rain, the recycling, the planets. Okay. It's all going in a circle.
Dude, that's why we can't figure this out. It's actually really complicated, even though it's really simple.
Yeah, it's complicated, but it's simple when you're like, dude, they both exist and they're both right. What? Like, what do you mean? Like, there are.
I'm not gonna, dude. I'm so fucking mad right now because
you want to be right.
No. I'm mad because, like, it's so simple. Like, I know I'm not gonna remember it.
Yeah.
Like, I can feel already that we're going to be arguing about this, and I'm going to be like, wait,
but once
we figure out that we're both right?
And we'll start watching this video, and we'll be like, oh, okay, it's because it's full circle.
Yeah.
All we have to remember is full circle. Yeah. And you know what's funny? If you look at the infinity sign, it's full circle. The infinity sign goes around full circle. It's like everything.
Opposite
ends. It's all in there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe I should get an infinity sign the next tattoo.
Dude,
am I right? That's what it is.
That's what it is.
It's the infinity sign.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's infinite. Like everything is full circle.
Yeah. But what's the stuff in between? Why wouldn't it be a circle, I wonder? I don't understand that.
The reason why it's not one full circle is because one full circle you have all the light and the other full circle is all the darkness. So it's two opposite sides. Like the light, if you mix light with darkness, it just becomes light. So you'd have to have an opposite side.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Okay, so you couldn't have it just one full circle. It's like a two full circle, like infinity.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So on one circle is life and then dark, death, life.
Yeah. At the same time.
At the same time, they're both in existence, but just on both sides.
We're both right. We're both fucking right. Yeah, we're both right. Yes, I'm so glad we figured it. I'm fucking so fucking tired of arguing.
I'm like, we just can't. And I'm really good at explaining things, but I'm like, wait, but you didn't let me really explain it.
No.
And I'll try to explain it though, but then I'll just get sidetracked, something weird.
No, you didn't know either.
No.
Because you thought it was wrong, and I thought you were wrong.
I would try to explain it, and then I'll just go like somewhere else.
No.
Like every time.
No, we didn't know we were both right.
Yeah. No, I knew you were right, but I'm like, I know I'm right.
You would not. You'd be like, that's not real. You'd be like,
because you're saying it like as a definite, like, oh, you did. It's like you
No,
stay
but-
in that state.
No, I didn't. I said,
Yeah.
no, I said it's not eternal. I said, I don't know how long you're
Yeah,
there.
you were saying that, but I
Yeah.
was saying I wanted to prove my point so much that I'm like, no, like that doesn't no.
We didn't know. We're
Yeah,
both right.
I'm like, no, we're
both
both
right. Yeah.
right.
Literally.
You have
okay,
to
look,
do
if
both.
we ever have this conversation
If you ever
again-
go into the physical realm as a live being, you would have to experience the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said too.
I did say
You
that.
did say that.
I did say
I'm
that.
like, yeah, if you come into the physical realm as a
Existing
anything,
being,
as a being, then you have to
not
experience that little realm
But
for.
you can't experience that.
You can't experience it because you're
You're
not
not there
conscious to
because you're not
experience it. Then
there.
you just wake up something else or somewhere else.
Yeah, so it is like a deep sleep. It's like when you go to sleep, you're
Yeah.
not fucking there, and then you just wake up.
Yeah, because sleep is death's little brother.
So we're both right. So if we ever have this conversation, all you need to think of is the 8.
That's the new tattoo I'm getting.
Yeah.
The new tattoo is the
That
infinity.
it's one side, that's the non-existence.
It's also kind of
at
the yin
same
and yang.
time as the
But the
existence.
infinity sign is better because it's like it goes on forever.
Yeah.
So
it's-
yin yang.
It's better explained.
Yeah,
I think it's
it's
better.
better explanation.
Yeah.
Because yin yang is just like, oh, the both sides exist. But the infinity sign is like both sides exist forever,
That are interlooping.
always going in circle.
Yeah, like going.
Yeah,
Like, oh my God,
it's
oh my God,
more. It's more deep.
Yeah,
it's
it
more
is.
deep,
It's
but it's
better.
also truth.
Yeah, yeah.
And then just watch
Oh, right.
just watching.
I was getting so annoyed. I was like, I don't want to talk. But after years of arguing over this fucking stupid ass concept,
It worked out.
I was just like, yeah. Like,
But you didn't want to talk to me the other day. You're like you get so mad that you don't want to talk. You're like, I'm not even
you see how
now.
long we're talking about this?
It worked out finally.
Usually we talk about this for years, for hours.
It worked out
and
when
we
I
never
when
figure it out.
I played this video.
Yeah,
This video
that's the
helped a
video.
lot
Yeah.
because
it
we're like,
did.
wait, this is this. Wait,
I'm like, wait, press pause.
Pause.
Wait,
Analyze. Wait,
We're both
That's
right.
crazy.
What the fuck? That's
Yeah, because
crazy.
we were talking about this forever, and then I would say my point, and then you get so mad you don't want to talk. I'm like, we're just talking.
Yeah.
That did happen a lot. That you didn't want to talk because you get so mad.
Because okay, after years of us, we would always talk about it for like.
You know why? But you know
Two,
what?
like-
Listen, can I
we
say
would
something?
talk to it for like a minimum of 2 hours, or maybe like 5 hours.
So we just be going in circles.
And I'll be like, I don't want to talk anymore. And then I'll get really annoyed because we never could figure it out.
Mm.
I literally thought we weren't gonna ever figure it out. I was just like, we're always.
If we keep talking about it, we will. I think maybe some things we won't because, like I said, I still believe like obviously we can't see in the spirit realm, so there's so many things that we still don't know. But as far as what we're talking about and what we're most arguing about, I think we figured out that it's just we're both right.
Yeah, that's a good.
Along with most things, we're both right.
That's a good tattoo. You should get that.
Yeah.
But I think I don't understand why they have it as what is that, an ellipse? Where they have it's a lot of them are. How come some of the 8s are 2 circles and some are like ellipse like? Is that the right word? You
I'm
know what
not
I
sure
mean?
that's the right word, but I know what you're saying now. Something like an 8.
Like some of them look like 2 teardrops connected,
Oh, okay.
and then some of them look like 2 circles.
Whatever I get, like all the rest of my tattoos, it's gonna look badass.
Maybe get the 8. I think the 2 circles.
I'm gonna get one that looks badass.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna look online. I'm like pick the best one.
Yeah.
That's what I do with all of mine. Like all of mine, like do any of them look bad? No,
No,
because
they
I
look
get
good.
badass. I get the
They all
best
look-
one.
yeah,
They
they
all
all
look,
look-
they're
yeah,
like
they-
fucking legit.
Yeah. I didn't like this one and that one, but they actually do.
They're actually legit. Like when you look at it, like oh shit, and they're all professional.
The alien one, I'm
The
still
alien
not-
one's the only one that's kind of like melted because I went to the
Yeah,
beach and I was like, yeah. But if
yeah.
you've seen it before it melted,
Yeah.
it's actually like badass,
Did
dude.
it?
Yes, it looked super legit before I melted it.
Okay.
Yeah, like don't go to the beach, and I'll go to the beach like every day still with it. I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see.
Yeah. it's
Because
kinda-
down there, when you're in pool, you don't care about anything.
Yeah.
Like like we don't care about anything. You care
Look,
less.
they just showed me
What?
the shape of it.
Of this?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is like that.
They said, because you know how I just was asking you, should you get it like the 2 circles 8? You're supposed to get it like that.
I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna get it. I don't know if it's gonna be like that, but I'm gonna show you. I'll show you, and we'll see how it comes out.
Yeah.
Let me watch the rest of it. I'm getting sleepy.
I don't know.
Is a knot. You can see if we start somewhere and follow the paper all the way around, we get to the original spot and the loop just keeps going. So it is one connected piece, not rings like
I
before.
think it happens in the 8th.
This is actually a specific type of knot known as the trefoil knot. Here, let me try rearranging it so it looks more like the graphic. Now this isn't a knot like in your shoelaces where they have loose ends, because in this case there's nothing I can do to unknot the paper without tearing it. But if I could tear it or move the knot through itself in just one location, like here, it would become totally unknotted, otherwise known as the unknot. To demonstrate moving it through itself, I will just cut it in one location and retape the pieces on the other side of that crossing. And now if you just rearrange the paper a little, you'll see we no longer have a knot. Since I was able to do that in one cut, 1 is the unknotting number of our trefoil knot. That's not too difficult to see, but it's not as obvious that, for example, this stevedore knot with 6 crossings rather than 3 also has an unknotting number of 1, while the cinquefoil knot with 5 crossings has an unknotting number of 2. We can see several other unknotting numbers here as well, but it turns out that determining those numbers is actually not so easy to do mathematically. We know it for several of these simpler knots, but for example, we haven't determined it for this knot here. When you move into higher dimensions, you'll see there's a lot of unsolved problems there actually. But let's go back to that Mobius strip and answer another question. What would I have to cut in half in order to get 2 Mobius strips? Or what shape would I get if I could sew these together? Well, the answer is that Klein bottle I mentioned earlier, which is a shape that only exists in 4 dimensions. That means if you really did connect 2 Mobius strips, like Number File has shown before, you only get a 3D representation of the Klein bottle, which is the best we can do. To make a real Klein bottle, you need access to a 4th spatial dimension. If you're wondering why, it's because right here it appears like the Klein bottle is intersecting itself, and in 3 dimensions it is. But a true Klein bottle does not self-intersect, and that's only possible if this is embedded in a higher dimension. However, the Klein bottle is still a 2-dimensional manifold, meaning close up or locally it looks like a 2-dimensional plane, since this really is just a surface.
They kind of lost me right there. Okay, like say the message is a triangle, like this is basic, a square, a circle, and a star, right? But the alien like fucking sends it to him like mixed up, like with the triangle, the square, the circle, the star, you know? And then like they're like trying to decipher it, so they're like removing each one.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So yeah, it looks like chicken scratch because it's layered, because it's like so complicated.
Is this they're on top of each other?
Yeah, because it's like you
because
said.
Because you're drawing on the 2nd dimension.
Yeah, no, you're right. So it's just we can't comprehend it because
exactly. Exactly like what you're talking about. Exactly what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about.
So
okay, so let's say there's somebody down here, right?
Yeah.
They're right here. They're in the 2nd dimension. We're in the 3rd.
Yeah.
We can see him and everything he does, but he can't see us.
Yeah.
Same thing with the spirits, right?
Yeah, they always do that.
So check this out. If I say, "Hey, I exist," he hears my voice, right?
Yeah.
Well, she show me a way I can see you. All I can do is put my finger in here, and he only can see an impression that looks like this.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, yeah.
It makes perfect sense. You can't see my finger, but it just makes a circle.
He sees the indent.
He sees the indentation or a circle. He'll see like all he'll see is either a circle or this space fold in.
It's like if somebody like they're invisible and you go show me and they go in the glass and they put their hand or something, right?
Yeah.
Like that almost.
Yeah.
I think.
Maybe like in a mirror dimension. Yeah.
Anyways,
so he can't see us, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, show me you exist. Show me you're real. So I'm gonna put my finger. All he sees is this go like a circle.
Okay, so
that's when you're a kid and you seen those orbs.
Yeah.
They're just circles. They're just balls floating around. Balls of light. Balls of light flying around and shit.
Wait, so what was this? Why did we start talking about this?
Because you didn't understand
why you can't replicate
that shape in the 3rd dimension.
It's too layered, yeah.
It's layered at one point.
Yeah.
Where it reaches 0.
Okay, I understand that. Okay. So why did we start talking about this?
Because we figured out something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep. I can't do this anymore.